May 2015, PhD Chamber organized Summit on India, the Future Global Healthcare Hub at PhD House, New Delhi. The summit was held to enable a discussion on the present scenario and projected future trends of the medical tourism field in India. International and national delegates were welcomed and honored by the organizers. The inaugural session of the summit started with a panel discussion. Many international and national dignitaries joined and participated in the event.
The Indian healthcare industry, which comprises hospitals, medical infrastructure, medical devices, clinical trials, outsourcing, telemedicine, health insurance, medical equipment, is one of the fastest growing sectors in India. Healthcare has become India's largest sectors both in terms of revenue and employment. Government of India has declared this sector as one of the 10 key service sectors and recently concluded Global Exhibition on Services. India has emerged one of the preferred destinations for patients from various parts of the world, especially from West Asia and African continents, which has been one of the fastest growing healthcare visitors who are coming to India. So not taking much of your time, and before I close, I would like to thank the Ministry of External Affairs and Ministry of Ayush for their support for today's event. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed a pleasure for me to welcome you all today for the Summit on India, the Future Global Healthcare Hub at the PhD Chamber. The CMKP report further reports that India is now already one of the top destinations for global healthcare services among patients from both the developed and developing world. And I was told this morning, in fact, now it has crossed almost $4 billion, which is a very, very large export revenue for us. It is important to note that this served in India's success has not only earned foreign currency for the exchequer, but has built valuable health infrastructure and expertise by preventing, if not reversing, brain drain of healthcare professionals, which has been one of the biggest concerns with most developing countries in the world. And now, perhaps akin to the role the Indian pharmaceutical industry has played globally, our healthcare sectors have begun to play a nascent but significant role in driving down global costs of many hitherto complex and critically limited access, highly expensive procedures.
India has the best technology, really well trained professionals in the health sector. Apart from the West, many African countries come to India for treatment. If I take my country, Ethiopia, Ethiopians used to go to South Africa, used to go to Thailand and Kenya. But now, more and more, of course, they go to these countries too, but more and more they are coming to India. Many Ethiopian patients are price sensitive as their economic condition does not allow them to afford high medical expenses. I think this also applies to many of African countries.
On behalf of PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry, I take this opportunity to thank our chief guest, Her Excellency Mrs. Janet Javid, Ambassador, Embassy of Ethiopia. Madam, we are indeed grateful for your gracing this occasion and inaugurating the conference with some very useful propositions. And I think you mentioned about India being a global healthcare hub, and I'm very sure that we'll rise to that occasion. And definitely, we will work through the chambers to ensure that all the problems, concerns, challenges which are there, we will try to find solutions.
In this summit, there was also a question and answer round where the dignitaries participated and showed enthusiasm.
Is it a possibility in our domain to have in both sides, from the African side and our side, to establish a business rule based information system wherein immigration processes can be simplified? Because in many countries of the world you have templates which are filled easily by people who are designated for it, and very quick visas are launched.
There's no problem in immigration, you know, like for example in Ethiopia we just give passports in few days, you know, in few days. Immigration, I don't think the immigration question arises from us. The immigration question is, do they get entry visa quickly? That is the whole question. Yeah, this is from Indian side, not from our side.
The main objective was to promote India as a quality healthcare destination for people around the world so as to utilize the healthcare expertise and infrastructure available in the country. It will project the modern and state-of-art infrastructure, latest medical technologies and world-class healthcare available in India. International and national delegates were welcome and honored by the organizers. The first technical sessions of the summit focused on the topic care and concern of foreign patients.
I address the second point related to Senegal rising by 2035. Senegal has currently adopted a new economic and social strategic plan. The main objective of this last sectoral plan can be summarized in 4 points. Reduce the burden of disease and maternal, infant and child mortality, increase the performance of the sector in terms of prevention and combating disease. Before giving back the floor, allow me to thank you for your kind attention.
I'll give my presentation and try to focus on the subject that was given to us. But first of all, signal that Rwanda has an existing memorandum of understanding with Government of India, the Ministry of Health, which spells out areas of cooperation between our two countries in the areas of health. And those include technology transfer, training, aspect of e-health and telemedicine, and quite a number of outlined exchange programs. Second, there are a number of initiatives going on with private sector beyond the traditional medical missions from India to Rwanda, which we've had quite a number from different actors, either individual hospitals or groups of doctors or charities like the Indian Rotarians, who have been fully engaged in sending medical missions to Rwanda, but also receiving on charitable basis some patients from Rwanda who could otherwise not afford to get the kind of healthcare, life-saving healthcare that they need.
Given that we don't have that policy of medical tourism, it becomes also a challenge for us to have statistics of the number of patients that come to India for treatment. But as I said earlier on, we have got quite a number of patients who come to India for treatment. Let me move to the challenges then which these patients are experiencing. As alluded to my colleagues, we also have a problem with these agencies. Some of them are dubious agencies, and some of them really shortchange our nationals.
This forum is very important for India and its neighbor, and also for Africa. In Egypt, we have a medical insurance system, and the private sector is the leader of healthcare sector. However, I'm presenting information about pharma and the cosmetic sector in Egypt. I'm very lucky to inform you that Egypt-India is applying win-win relation.
We are very happy to see India growing, especially in the field of medical, which is an area between India and Pakistan as far as people-to-people links is concerned, which is going to do a lot of benefit to the relation of the two countries. So over a period of time, with the growth of medical facilities and modernization of medical services in India, there is a steady flow of patients from Pakistan to India who has come here for various kind of transplants and medical treatment, and there have been very nice stories.
I would like to talk about the overview of future global healthcare. Now, when you say future global healthcare, effectively what we are saying is we are talking about the SAARC countries, we are talking the CIS countries, we are talking about Middle East, we are talking about Africa, and we are only talking about the very elite who come to India, whereas there are so many more who do require the care, maybe at a more affordable cost. So we have to look at it in that context. Now, I believe that my country is the world and my religion is to do good. This is the basis of all medical practice, as my friend sitting over here mentioned, that first care and then talk about money.
Some of the issues are faced even by us Indians. Sometimes the overcharging of the bill, sometimes charging of an equipment 5 times of its actual value, and we can now understand, what could the foreign patients be feeling about it. But nevertheless, we are on the progress. As you said,
we know of the figures and how India has been affecting the global healthcare as such and is coming up as a hub. And if we try to analyze the strengths of the Indian system, there are plenty. We have talked about world-class hospitals, and we know about the cost advantage as has been brought about by various speakers. The costs are up to 1/7 to 1/10 of the costs if they were to be treated in developed countries per se.
First of all, about this concern of intermediaries and these so-called facilitators, I think the solution to a complex problem is very simple, and that is educating the nationals of the respective countries in your own countries not to talk to these interpreters or whoever it is, the intermediaries, and go straight away maybe to the embassy or to the hospitals. And by the way, it is not 20%. In many cases, it is 30% markup from the normal cost.
Many delegates from India and other countries gave their views for this initiative step of the PhD chamber.
Currently, we've got a challenge of these mediators, agents, who are actually shortchanging some of our nationals to the extent that they end up referring them to very non-specialist hospitals, and also they also end up escalating the cost of the medical. So I think there is need really to put our heads together and come up with one solution on the way forward with regards to the medical tourism.
No, I think this was a wonderful forum because it's about discussing the partnership that we have with India in the health sector. And as we said, the quality of care is good, it's affordable, it's high in technology, and I think our patients are benefiting. But also we discussed building longer-term partnership, looking at a more productive and mutually beneficial engagement.
This sector, it's very important for India and also for Middle East, for Africa. We are welcoming cooperation with India in healthcare, in pharmaceutical, in cosmetics, and also exchanging of experience with Indian side.
We had a very good session today with a lot of diplomats, ambassadors, and also very senior doctors from the hospitals. And it did emerge out that there are some issues from the foreign patients, and the doctors do understand those issues. One of the biggest issues is about the intermediaries who are charging 10 to 20% of the total fees, and there are some other issues also. So we at PhD Chamber of Commerce are definitely looking into it and would provide a platform where the foreign patients can directly get into touch with the hospitals, can get the transparent billing. Government of India also has the schemes of Serve from India or Service Exports from India, which help such medical services. So we will urge the hospitals to take benefit of these schemes, which can help them by 10 to 15% of their cost. And rather than taking extra money from the foreign patients, they take these benefits from the Government of India, reduce their cost a little bit, and that's how they can probably bring a lot more patients, which will have cascading effect on other things like tourism as well as trade with India.
This part you saw the inaugural and the first technical session. In the next part, you will see the second technical session and the valedictory session of the event.